everyone, welcome to the stream. It's been a while since I've been streaming. I've been away in Nova Scotia for a couple weeks and just got back. So I thought I'd just fire up an arena game and yeah, just try to get back in the swing of things. So I was in the queue for a few moments and then got a match. Looks like I've got a pretty awesome table here. Ryan the Man, Mike, awesome. I don't actually know that I played this person before, but I know that they're quite highly rated, so that's really cool. Yeah, so let's take a look at the setup here. Late trading posts back to back, and towns in round 4. That's still a little awkward. That's kind of, towns and trading posts can often already be kind of repeated events, but especially now when you, back to back trading posts followed by towns. It's like a lot of the same stuff. You're trying to build digs into big buildings, into dwellings. Got some really nice early cult rewards. Coins into workers is like pretty juicy for early cult econ. Late spades be handy. So there's spades in the cult. We've got a spade here. What else are we missing here? We're missing big buildings. We've got 3 of the 4 pass tiles in. That's pretty nice. Factions that don't need to build their big building are probably going to do a little bit better scoring wise, depending on what happens. All the coins are in, so we're missing a priest, we're missing worker power, and we're missing a big building. Darklings are a reasonable option. This is kind of a standard build order for them. This kind of makes sense. What else would be good here? Both of the shipping tiles are in, so that kind of like talks me out of dwarves or fakirs, makes them a little less palatable. No big building. Pass tile in, so that kind of makes swarmlings a little awkward, although otherwise this track is pretty nice for them. If they just open stronghold, like tried to get double dig into a round 2 sanctuary, towned up here, it's probably a deceivingly good swarmling setup actually. And the fact that there's no big building in is apt to just throw people off. How do I feel about engineers here? Feel pretty good about engineers. What do you get in the second seat? Temp ship, possibly if you want it. Otherwise, it's coins. That's a little awkward. Well, I'm running out of time. I'll throw in engineers. Maybe it'll sort of help spur a more normal kind of color wheel. Darklings engineers. Sounds like the start of something. Just sending out a tweet about the stream. In case you catch me looking down at my phone. Sorry folks, I have a hard time typing and also talking. Okay. Mermaids have been picked. Sorry if that was loud. What a surprise. And fakirs, okay. That's a wrong yellow faction. No, fakirs are good fun. Fakirs... yeah, fakirs have some play here, for sure. And the track's kind of awkward for... it's going to be a bit awkward, I think, for a lot of factions. Main thing that's kind of annoying for fakirs is it's like 2 of the 7 bath styles they just can't use. Like they don't get ship range with temp ship. They don't get flight range, and then this is just 3 power and basically a block to mermaids for most of the game. So, yeah. But otherwise, obviously this is a color wheel a lot of people are familiar with, the most common one. At least in Snellman world. Darklings are just really good in this color arrangement. Mermaids tend to stay clear of D2 and just allow Darklings to sort of be friends with yellow, at least. And by friends, I mean usually cut them off over here and be really annoying, but they give each other a lot of leech. Usually that's what happens. That's an option. Darklings also could start, depending on where mermaids do. Mermaids probably tend to, in this color arrangement, start E4 and D5, which makes E5 not super great for Darklings, so they usually just come up here and then pick one of the eastern spots. It's the most common thing that will happen. But if whoever's playing mermaids did something really funky and didn't start here, I guess Darklings could try the center. And single action, like dig this first action. I mean, so Fakirs are getting the spade. Mermaids might take temp ship. Mermaids are just getting double dig here, most likely. I guess engineers can take double dig from them. What am I talking about? If they really want it. Maybe that's what this player is seeing here. That they'll just like snap up one of these power tiles so that they can take double dig. I'm not in love with that personally, but yeah, I think I'm just okay with Darklings actually. I mean, these are early bids. I think both of these are going to come down. I think Fakirs are probably, I don't know, more than 10 points worse than Darklings. It's no landscape Fakirs, so they got problems. And both of these pass tiles are in, which, as I said, is annoying. So I think we don't have to be too picky about bidding on, especially not on engineers and Darklings for a while. Like, we can just sort of bid on either of them for a while. It's probably good. Darklings probably do just start with a whack of coins. I'm assuming one of the power tiles will go to mermaids or engineers. Spade goes to Fakirs, which leaves both coin tiles. Like, one of the coins tiles should go to Darklings. This is interesting. You don't see this all the time. So Fakirs are just starting here, and they'll probably dig E6 with their spade. They might actually dig E3. Actually, they probably dig E3, and they try to prevent giving engineers a leech, and they actually put some pressure on E2. That would be my guess. There's no rush to take this if Darklings aren't in. There's a bit of a rush to take one of these reds from engineers. Yeah, so Fakirs have a couple of hexes that are sort of under threat. Fakirs basically want E2 if they can get it from Darklings. That's hard because Darklings produce their own spades, but that's what they want. And then Fakirs want one of these two red hexes. And engineers will take the other. Probably engineers will dig these hexes. Mermaids will take this stuff. And then take like this or this from Darklings. And Fakirs will take this stuff and this stuff and probably get cut off. So this becomes a sanctuary town. Fakirs probably beat Darklings to here. What happens in round 1? It's probably something like spade, temp ship. It's really hard to say. A lot of players are like pretty quick to grab these 3 power tiles to get double dig in round 1. And I'll give up a lot to get double dig in round 1, especially in a dig round. Like, it's pretty good. but I always feel ripped off that, like, say you took temp ship and you didn't use the range or something, or you took this as engineers, and so you're not getting any VP. It's just like straight up 3 power. Yeah, you get double dig, and that's really good, but all you're getting inserted into your economy is 3 power. So that's like 1.5 coins versus just 6 coins. It's like that's 4.5 coins that you just spent to get a second spade. And yeah, spades snowball, and they also act as blocks to other people. Like it's a big deal, but I'm less apt, I find, to like take these than other players. But I can see a lot of like it going something like spade, temp ship, ship VP, or something like that. I don't know. And then one of the coins tiles coming up here. I think I'm still just okay with Darklings. I've been kind of having fun playing them as of late. Everyone's going to avoid giving engineers power. Engineers should have neighbors on both of these hexes. So if they get spade blocked, engineers can just sort of default to double temple stuff, which is sort of handy. Yeah, as long as you have neighbors, you don't actually need any resources to build 2 temples as engineers. So you can take a priest or something with your power, send it to Earth, something like that. Alright, so how much do I actually think Darklings are best here by? Are they 6 points better than engineers? I think they probably are. Just gonna see if there's any. I'm pulling up Snellman's stats right now. This page, I have it on the second monitor, but sorry, that probably didn't show up very well. This one, but fakirs aren't played a ton on Snellman, so there probably aren't a lot of example. Like there probably isn't a ton of sample size with fakirs as the yellow faction. Intuitively, I still feel like I feel like this is about right between Darklings and Mermaids. I don't really know what that's based off of. I guess the pass tiles are really good for Mermaids, and they're not as good for Darklings. Darklings really do like having the big building bonus in, especially against these factions. It would be really strong because most of these factions don't really want to build big buildings, or if they do, it's not until late. So the fact that that's not in, but the shipping tile is in, is a pretty important swing, like Darklings versus Mermaids. Darklings, it's like fairly inefficient for them to pummel resources like priests and coins into shipping. So Darklings really get a lot of utility out of temp ship, but this isn't the greatest scoring favor for them. But it's really good for Mermaids because Mermaids naturally are incentivized just from an economic perspective of sinking resources into shipping to reach natural blues. So you do that and it's strong economically, and then you can also score points by doing it. Darklings, you can upgrade shipping, but it's kind of taking away your faction ability in a sense. Your faction ability is to generate priests, which create digs. And so you're generating these priests, and then you're saying, actually, I'm just going to invest them into shipping like every other vanilla faction. Anyhow, so my point is the fact that the big building bonus, like I'm curious what the sort of swing in value ought to be between ship VP and the big building bonus, but I think it's kind of considerable between Darklings and Mermaids. So for that reason, I think a bid on Mermaids feels pretty good right now. I love Mermaids. So here's my inconsistent bidding. Before I said I made a bid on Darklings that made them 12 points lower than Mermaids, and it felt right. And then I just snap bid Mermaids down to 25. So I don't know, it's somewhere between 10 and 12 points. I just don't want to be that guy that overbids Darklings. I wonder if engineers take 6 coins as a bonus and open with single spade. And open Earth 2, trading post, 2 dwellings. Then they get a spade. They get a bunch of coins. That might be their play. Just to dig e4 first action. I think that's how I would do it. Bid on engineers. And then a bid on Darklings. So I'm saying it's back to 10 points. Curious in chat what you guys think of this evaluation. After 700 games of Terra Mystica or something, I still have literally no idea how to evaluate factions, really. I tend not to do most things by feel, like it makes me uncomfortable. I am like a bit of a mathy kind of person, and so like almost everything else in my life I try to find some like systematic way of evaluating things, which most people know if they've ever watched me or listened to me stream and talk about the game. I like to calculate, the difference between two different decisions, kind of annoyingly, like in a quantitative manner. But when it comes to bidding, it's kind of just like, I don't know what feels correct. Engineers being as low as Darklings seems weird. I wonder if I bid Darklings to 14. If Mike will jump onto Fakirs. I also, who's taking temp ship? Because the other thing is, like, if I could ever beat Fakirs to B2, I wouldn't mind suddenly investing in shipping as Darklings. Makes a little bit more sense. But if the usual stuff happens where you build a blob of stuff here, you build a blob of stuff here, and then you find another place to build, like, all of that takes one shipping. You're not getting network, like, I mean, you're probably not getting network points against engineers or Fakirs, so it's just like you're probably fighting to like maybe tie one of these guys, beat Mermaids maybe, but still, it's like when you're completely disconnected, it just like removes any incentive to invest in shipping. My point is, this feels even uglier if I don't get this hex. And if you can get on, yeah, but the problem is it's big building round 2. You're not going to want to jump onto temp ship. You're just going to want to build this and pass. So you need to get, yeah, you're not getting B2. Darklings won't want to take B2 until round 3. So they're not going to. Mike's thinking about Fakirs. This feels like a price Mike might snap up Fakirs. I feel like maybe Mermaids are high again. See? That's funny. Are Mermaids just... I think I have an okay price. I think between me and Mike it's fine. I think Ryan may have overpaid for engineers a little bit, and maybe Mermaids are kind of a deal here. So, the G5 or F5, that's always the question. G5, what does it give me? Fakirs will maybe come to g4, which could be annoying, or actually it probably doesn't matter. You're not connecting. G5 tends to be a way for you to connect in the south if you start in the center or the west, which is tend to prefer G5 over E10. But in this game, if I connected to the north, probably not connecting at all. So I think just starting on E10, you get more leech as engineers builds around you. Fakir's at 30 seems sus. Yeah, fair enough. I think I'm just doing this. Fakir's at 30? Why do you think Fakir's at 30 are such a deal here? Oh, did you say something once, Danny, that like Fakirs aren't nomads, and like in this matchup or something that yellow needs to be evaluated higher or something? That was probably a terrible paraphrasing job. But that the traditional mend evaluation like needs to be slightly slanted like towards yellow when the yellow faction is Fakirs. I can't remember. Fakirs or nomads. Yellow is just really good in that matchup. Okay. Yeah, tons of leech. So I'm going to do the classic upgrade over here, raise to E2 to try to cut Fakirs off from here, and delay giving engineers leech while they build around me. I'm taking one of the coins past tiles. I don't really know which, probably just 6 coins. Can't imagine a cult step. Well, cult step is a worker if I take fire 1. So yeah, that's a really good point, Danny. It's a really good point. Yeah, I think that's true for a lot of factions, really. Like, you want to have all your workers out by that point. Okay, so I didn't get temp ship. If I'd gotten temp ship, it would have been interesting to do that. So this is interesting. So mermaids took 4 coins. So I'm just taking this. And I think I'm just upgrading first. I could just dig this. It doesn't really make much of a difference. Yeah, so finish my thought. Mermaids knew they weren't getting double dig, or felt that they wouldn't. So like mermaids could take temp ship and do some like D-rush kind of stuff. Get a bunch of dwellings out, get the digs in the dig round. But I think he was expecting that, NG would have just blocked at Act 6 by taking this anyhow. So like if you're not getting double dig, then you might as well just take more resources. I don't know why I took the cult coins. Cult coins can be really good or really annoying. He may have counted moves closer than I tend to. Like getting out of the round first can be really helpful, but also having a short round can be super annoying if there's nothing good to pass in on, or to pass on to. Like this is a pretty good example of that. So I'm just taking this, and then I grab workers. Yeah. Saw Rainier play Darklings the other day, referring to the classic Action 3 as the Darklings tax. It's just like your second move is almost always taking workers. It's like burn off all your starting power just to get the workers that everyone else starts with. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a sick game. That was a crazy table. That was you and who else was in that? I can't remember. It's you and Ryan. Like all 4 players were super. Oh, JDI was in it. JDI and Ondas. Yeah. That's a nuts table for arena. So what happened? Ryan took double dig, and he has temp ship, so he probably builds on C2, I think. He wants to use his ship range while he has it. But he only has 2 workers left, so... And he probably wants a temple. So he probably temples for Earth 2. Earth 2 is always nice in a dig round because it comes with 2 coins. And it's just generically pretty dope for NG. So it's probably what he does here. So this is just a temple. I guess the argument is Fakir's go next. I could give Fakir's power for single spade, but it will go back to mermaids. So mermaids can always take single spade before Fakir's do, so they're sort of safe on it. I think I'm just taking Earth 1 here, yes. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty, I don't know, basic kind of opening. All I'm doing left this round is building on D2. So I can do that in 2 moves or 1. Depending on how fast or short of a round I want. Dwelling scoring is basically just going to be like... well, it's going to be hard, honestly, to even get a 3rd dwelling out next turn. Once they get some more leech. Okay. So mermaids are building their dwelling. This is probably a spade on E3. No, it's a priest. So I wonder if Mike's just going to go B2 from here. So, because I can dig on D2 and decline build, that keeps me in the round for a little bit longer. Otherwise I would pass first, which I don't really want to do. If I pass, I'm passing for this. Actually, I might just want to pass for that anyhow. I need another worker. I need to end Sanctuary 3 dwellings. So, I think I just do this. He's going, oh, E6 to E8. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Maybe he's going to E2. That'd be spicy. G2 to I7. Yeah. Yeah, lots of possibilities. Yeah, and so I think I'm just passing here for the trading post bonus. It's kind of lame, but this is what just is going to get my worker economy going a bit more. I need a 4th worker. Or a 5th worker. Building a sanctuary and getting another dwelling out. The starting pass tiles are kind of rough. There's 3 scoring tiles, which are pretty good for later in the game, and both coins tiles, which are also quite strong later in the game, and the spade. But early on, we're missing the priest, which lots of people like to have. We're missing worker power. Having an extra worker early is really helpful for a lot of factions to get your economy going. We're missing the big building pass tile, so it's sort of 3 of the sort of generically strong starting pass tiles are not in the game. Yeah, exactly. It's basically a worker power. It comes with a coin. It seems boring, but it's what I need for this. Yeah. So my building plan is pretty straightforward. I'm building a sanctuary next round. I'm probably just going to take fire 1, even though there's a million coins in the game, because I'm not very creative. That'll open up E1 for the following round. There's a town event here, and round 4 is kind of when you want to build another temple. I'll probably just take water 1 if it's available, so I'll probably just end up templing here. That first trading post will town me up. So it's probably sanctuary fire 1, dwelling this round, then I'll probably build 3 dwellings the following round. 1, 2, 3. Maybe even a TP if I can afford it for water 1 tempo. Oh no, I'll have to do that this round, otherwise I'll town up early, but yeah, so. What I don't know is if I'm going to get a 3rd town. We'll have to see. It's very early. So I can just build on E2 now. Might as well do that. Yeah, it's time ship's so strong for Darklings. Yep. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what Mike does with his priest, because am I passing on to tempt ship before anyone else does and just sniping this from Mike? I super don't mind that. I'm giving Mike 2 power this turn, and he has a priest. Mermaids to A4. Allows you to hop to the 3rd town spot. Seems doable, and you don't beat you to A2. Here? Oh yeah, yeah. Or mermaids to A4. Yeah, passing on to tempt ship, and then just taking this, first action. I'm gonna have coin problems. Okay, so I'm just building this. Oh, right. Coin problems. That's why you take fire 1. Problem is someone might give me. I wonder if someone gives me 2 leech this turn, and it's going to be really hard to pass on to this and not open with coins. But I'll have 6 coins, and then power for a coins action the following round. And 4 workers and 2 priests. So if I can pass on to tempt ship, I can just eat up all of this. and then just like pass on to like dwelling scoring or more coins or some bullshit, and then just like try to get a coins action here while everyone else is rushing water 1 or something. I know you're supposed to collect scoring favors, but I like using them as bait to get coins later. I don't know. Make some guess when your opponents are going to be busy doing something else. Yeah, and so I guess the question I have is like why Mike chose this and this. Like a dig and a free hop, but that's a dig and a free hop, and this is a dig and a free hop. This isn't under any threat because I wasn't there. I guess this gives him like tempo on this stuff to like put pressure on engineers, but like I don't know. Yeah, I guess if Engie comes out and snipes this, then it's harder for he needs like a range town to get to B4. I don't know. Anyhow. Yeah, I think I'm just passing on to temp ship. Mike used his priest to fire. I don't know. Don't overanalyze it. I think temp ship is just good here. This is only good unless if I get to B2, so I'm just being paranoid. Yeah, it seems good. So 6 coins, I get out and 2 priests. So I get these next turn. And then I have temp ship, so I should use temp ship as much as possible. I'm tempted to build here. I probably lose this to mermaids. Oh, I could lose this to mermaids. Yeah. Temp ship at least gets me up here. I'll take this and this or something. I don't know. What's mermaid shipping at? I should be paying attention to this game. Yeah, mermaids can hard take B3, yeah. I initially thought that they'd steal A8, and then I thought, wait a second, why don't they just get me off here? But. So what's Ryan been doing? Being a little culty. Taking a late coin action. Mermaids are on ship VP, but only 1 ship. Okay. Fakir's built a 2nd temple for Fire 1. Makes sense. Yeah, mermaids with a spade seems quite ugly. And the problem is he doesn't have any coins to do any, like, if he had enough for like the 7 coin action, I might assume that he might use his like 2nd seat tempo to take coins. I'm pretty sure he just spades B3. Like, I don't see why else he wouldn't. Like, what else is he taking? I guess C4 or something, but it's just, yeah. So Ryan wants to build a trading post, probably this turn, eh? He can build another dwelling here. Which gives him a point on his pass tile. And gives him another worker income. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's up to. C4, yeah, it opens up A11 at 2 ship. In a dwelling round, yeah, I guess that's the thing. Maybe I should have a little bit more hope that, like, in a dwelling round, mermaids might be using that spade to open up as many possible blue hexes, like, as opposed to just smashing this. I think if mermaids want 3 towns, though, they would need to take this from me anyhow if I start charging up here. I could threaten this that turn, right? And then like if they dig this instead, yeah, it opens up A11, but then this all has to be a town together. So like if mermaids want 3 towns, they need to take one of these blacks, in which case they should just take B3. But I agree, it doesn't open up as much stuff, and they can't get to 3 shipping. So I don't know. Fakirs have a ton of have 2 priests and a lot of power. That's probably just double dig. It's probably that, like, well, if I didn't take this, I'm sure Mike would, but like when I take this, I think Mike will then choose to spade G2 and probably D6, and then he has 4 places. Like he'll build here, and then either on B4 or I7, probably B4. Ryan built another temple for water 1 followed by a trading post. Yeah, that makes sense. And then maybe ship BP? Maybe he just wants spades? Oh, okay. Well, maybe I am getting B3. This looks a lot like coins action. Unless he just takes double dig and wants 3 spades next turn. Whoa, he just went full triple temple. Is he taking something weird here? Like, is there like some water 2 shenanigans he can do and just kind of go culty? Yeah, not really sure what the deal is with this. So it's very expensive. He has no coins. His power is all used up, so like he can't air 2. Of course. Obviously, guys. Obviously it's air 2. What were you thinking? So I'm just going to take this, even though I really want a 7 coin action. Blah, 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 blah. Now what's really annoying is that I take this, and then mermaids cut me off and take this, but I still don't get coins. I would love B3 or coins, but what I want are mermaids to take coins right now. But I think they might just take double dig again. Is that crazy? It's a way to use his power. And secure B3. You think you double dig here as mermaids? Yeah, it seems expensive, but like, you're in second seat for a reason. Like, you want to use your second seat privileges, and this allows him to like take a pretty juicy power action, take it from fakirs or take it from engineers in a dwelling round while you're sitting on the spade. Like, that seems like a pretty juicy deal. But coins are also never that wrong, even if they are wrong, which is not super common. Mike's pretty happy here. This is D6, and then he flies up to B4, builds on G2. It's pretty much his turn. Ryan takes the single spade here, so we can build this stuff. That makes sense. I rush over to B3. Lock that up. And then mermaids can afford to hard dig. Yeah. I think this is A8. I think. I don't know. Yeah, me too, or Danny. It's me too. I'm not a very aggressive player on the board particularly, but I do think in terms of that kind of stuff. Like, people often talk about like the swing of something on cults. You know, like if I get a cult town and I go up on a bunch of cults, I get points for that. But then there's a swing, meaning that like a bunch of people go down the cult sort of relative to you, so that your opponents lose points, you gain points. But the same thing can be said about a coins action. I mean, taking the 7 coin action, everyone knows it's to evaluate it. It's just 3 free coins, but it's also -3 coins to someone else. And then certainly that is true with spades, like in a dwelling round. For factions like NG and Fakirs, that like spades are just really powerful actions for them. Um, yeah. So do I still take A7 here? I don't really need to. I'm building 2 dwellings. I need to dig with one of them. The reason A7 is slightly attractive is just because I have this need to use temp ship while I have it, but I mean, I don't. A7 isn't like getting me anywhere. So I've utilized temp ship quite well. I could just take A4 and build on E2. And I think that's perfectly reasonable. I think that's probably what I do. And I'm just going to play this round as fast as I can. I think I just take this. Well, yeah, alright, I'm building this. This town space isn't 100% secure. I have to watch. I need either this hex or this hex or this hex. Not to state the obvious, I need one of these 3 hexes. But like, Fakirs could take this from A7 without range. Engineers might get saucy up here. A3 or A5. Okay, yeah. Now, I would love to build another dwelling here. However, if I build a dwelling, I'm losing the power to take 7 coins. I'm probably also losing tempo on a 7 coin action. And the dwelling scoring is just sitting there. So if I build a dwelling this turn, it's 1 worker and 2 points that I will never be able to get any other way, right? Like, you can always build a dwelling, you can always score with 1 points. But if I do it this round, it's 2 points more, and it's an extra worker. So the question is, do I want to give up a worker and 2 coins for a 7 coin action? So it's +3 coins. And this juicy tile. And I mean, I think the answer to that is yes. But it's a dwelling round. I have the resources to do it, and this is sitting open. Like, man, I just want to build this dwelling. But yeah. So I think I probably get water 1 blocked this game is my guess. Which I always find annoying with Darklings, because I'm just going to build a temple here anyhow. Because I want priest production, but yeah, I don't think I'm getting leech. I think I pass for dwelling scoring. I think I have to open with a 7 coin action to stay alive, because Darklings chew through coins pretty crazy. And then I think my next move after that is a trading post here. And then a temple. So, and it's a town round. Like, I think if these other factions can afford it, mermaids and even fakirs are pretty happy just building a sanctuary. And 1 copy of Water 1 is gone. So I think I probably don't. Like, I don't get Water 1 is my guess. So then the question is, what is my favorite tile? If I take Air 1, well, Air 1's annoying because when you take Air 1, you often want to build a TP so you can start scoring off it really quickly. But of course, I don't really want to build trading posts until this round. So if I take Air 1, it's like probably a 7-point Air 1, realistically. So that's like straight up 5 points worse. other option is Fire 2, if I think it's going to make the difference in me building these towns. Fire 2 SA and 2 TPs for 2 towns. Fire 2 Temple. Oh. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe. But, like, if I build a temple for Fire 2, and then it's, like, 1 point worse so that I can get the resources off the town earlier. Oh, you're talking about mermaids. So you guys are trying to hypothesize whether or not I'm getting Water 1. It's kind of you. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just... Okay. Oh, Ryan, you're so kind. I mean, I can also just pass for 6 coins. Oh, that's really loud. Sorry, it's my phone. What is Ryan taking with this, using with his power? I mean, the next best pass tile for me is just 6 coins anyhow. I think I'm just passing. Okay. Sorry, there is a election in Canada going on, a federal election, which I'm involved in, so my phone sometimes screams at me at odd hours of the night. When I'm busy playing Terra Mystica. Don't you know, people? Alright, give me some coins here, Ryan. TM greater than politics, 100%. Especially when it's your millionth election campaign. They're not that interesting anymore. Fine, take the coins. That was rude. Well, I'm just going to build a trading post over here. Be a chump. Not even town up. Because I didn't build my dwelling. Have I gotten a coin action this game? No. Sick. Danny, do you follow politics at all? You're probably the only Canadian that's watching the stream right now. Not really. Yeah, fair enough. It's like a less exciting... It's like sports, except for not exciting. You know, it's like if, like, lawn bowling became a competitive sport. I think. Kind of what politics is. I gotta start paying attention to this a little bit better. So Mike built a sanctuary and took Fire 2. And he's towning up because he wants a range town. Most of your interests lie in intangible things. Yeah, or untangible. Yeah. Mike's founding a town with his Fire 2 sanctuary. Mermaids built a sanctuary for Water 1. Makes sense. Ryan is just getting so much leech. Yeah, intangible, I don't know. 8-pointers look really good in this setup. I gotta start thinking about what I want as a town. 2 keys. So Mike just took a worker town. Interesting. I don't really know what that's all about. French. Pitex, I don't know how to pronounce your name. You're a French Canadian? Yep, same as Danny. Fadi, of course. Ryan, the man, also. Zorus. Jim Boyd. I think half the Terra Mystica players that are good in this country are French Canadians. Not sure why exactly. I'm just taking water 1. Yeah, there's a crazy amount of Terra Mystica players in Quebec. It's nuts. Oh, Manic Pineapple. I don't know if he's French Canadian. He lives in Montreal. But, I mean, a lot of people live in Montreal. I don't know if he's like from there, but yeah, Manic Pineapple. Adrian, I think is the guy's name, who has a really cool YouTube channel and had done some streaming. I think he's sort of taken a pause for a bit, but he's got a sick YouTube channel with all kinds of like really amazing Terra Mystica videos that he spent like obviously a lot of effort putting together. Like they're really, really well done. And yeah, I think he's also from Montreal. Oh, does he? That's awesome. That's so sick. So I'm as much as these 8-pointers seem like there's a lot of value in them, I'm pretty sure what I'm doing here is building a dwelling and taking a coin town. Is that what I'm doing here? I think it's this. I think it's a coin town. And I think I want to secure one of these hexes this turn still if I can. Yeah, it's a good point. Anytime I see like these cults are so juicy for just like cheap second places. Like this is really when you get a lot of value on 8-pointers, right? Like I'm in second place on fire with 1 step. I'm in second place on, so like whoever's gonna get these 8-pointers is gonna squeak out tons of points. But I really need like a 7-coin action. Yeah. And I kind of do want to secure one of these hexes this turn. I don't need to. I can secure this. I don't have to. This isn't under threat right now. Engineers might take this. Although if engineers come here and then I take this from Fakirs, like that gives me a neighbor, which I don't mind. So engineers are gonna upgrade shipping probably again. They have cult spades coming in. I don't know if Ryan's going to town up this turn. It's basically a point worse, but a cult town gives him another spade. He has lots of resources. Yeah, I don't know. I think what looks really good here is passing for the trading post scoring and a 7-coin action. That's got to be the play here. Yeah, it's got to be the play. So Ryan doesn't have any points. That's cool. Points are overrated. Yeah, I don't really know what Ryan's up to. Like he still needs to town up. So is he building a sanctuary this turn? Probably not. He doesn't need to. He's probably just digging this and then building a trading post. So is he taking double spade? He has the power for it. And his second spade just goes here. So he digs these two. He goes dwelling, dwelling, TP, towns up. That's 3 of his workers. He probably takes a cult town for another cult spade. Yeah. He's going to get some this round, but yeah, NG's game looks a bit suspicious. Round 4 towns into double, TP round 5 and 6 is so redundant. Yeah, it really is. It really is. This town worked out nicely for me, but yeah. A 4-hex sanctuary town. It's also a weird world where, like, I don't know what Mike's up to. If he, for some reason, jumped over here and took f7 to build on g7, that would actually be quite annoying. So I think I'm going to take a 7 coin action first move, but I think I'm going to take this hex next. I mean, it's probably okay. I mean, I guess he could hard dig. He probably just wants to build some TPs. But I just sort of caught this. Like, it seems like a weird thing to do, but if he's not ranging, he has Earth 1 too, right? So just like building dwellings anywhere is fine. And this is still a hop, which opens up another dwelling. Like, yeah. 6 coins. Okay, he takes the cult coins. Right. He takes the cult coins. Probably Mike's sending a priest to air next round, and so this cult step sort of helps, like, comes with a spade. Oh, a fire 2 sanctuary. That's interesting. That's actually pretty cool. It allows him to do 2 towns without building any of his trading posts. So Ryan's probably going like a couple TPs next round, and then another temple for air 1. So he's probably going to build, like, his plan is like 5 TPs in the TP round, and then he'll probably pass for like get 3 and 4 air 1 point, something like that. This is actually pretty cool. This fire 2 I think is worth, well, it's basically worth the trading post points. Oh, h7's better. Yeah, h7 is better. But yeah, I haven't gotten a ton of leech this game. I've gotten 5 free power from NGs over here, which has been pretty nice. Hey SJ, thanks for tuning in. Just playing some Darklings. Game's kind of slow. It's okay. So far nothing disastrous has happened, but I've actually had a couple of okay breaks. It's kind of just like a normal semi-boring Darklings game, but we'll see. Yeah, three town Darklings, Earth 1, Water 1. We're going into round 5. This is going to be my first 7 coin action. I haven't gotten like a ton of leech or anything, but I was able to get on temp ship in round 3, which was a dwelling round, and get both of these hexes, which was pretty cool. Yeah. Was able to pass on the trading post bonus when I was more or less done this last round. So yeah, there's been some nice stuff. Looks like the dwelling scoring is just going to be left open. That's interesting. So mermaids have 2 spades coming in, and NG has 2 spades coming in. Presumably mermaids are... Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Alright, well, I'm definitely doing this. And then, yeah, I think I am just going to take f7. I think I'm taking f7 and then, like, a5. Yeah, you're right, Danny. Oh, this is actually nice. I'll build on f7 and then I'll get some leech from Fakirs when he comes there. Engineers are at 2 ships, so they can come up here. But that's fine. a5 isn't under threat by Mike. So I'm not really sure what this is all about. I guess mermaids have only been at 2 shipping, so they don't really have a great other hex that they could have dug if they did have, like, c4. So this is just 2 spades, which opens up 2 hexes. I don't know. I'm going to come here and just dig this. I'm going to take this guy. And Mike probably just takes g7 right away. If not, I should probably take it. Yeah, I'm on the TP tell. I think I am. Probably planning an air 1. If I go... like, if the difference is 3 trading posts versus, like, 4 trading posts or 3 TPs in a temple, or I guess it would be 2 yeah, it would be 2 TPs in a temple, I guess. I'll have to think about that, actually. So Mike did not... What did Mike do? That's interesting. Is Mike just assuming I'm not going to dig this? Why wouldn't I just dig this? Right. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just taking this. So Mike just stalled. Spades are open. I think now's a good time to offer Ryan this big leech. I think it's late enough in the game that he might not want to take it. So I think I'm going to go out of my way to offer him a 5 for 4 as opposed to a 2 for 1 kind of thing. Let's try it. Not really sure, SJ. I'm. What am I doing this round? I can build. If I build 3 trading posts. Let me think about this. Just trying to plan my towns out a little bit. Yeah, I'm not really sure, SJ. I think I'm probably going to be more focused on just having the round that I want, um, as opposed to trying to play too many pass-tile games with other people. Um, like I think I need to play out this round. So I can build a temple and two more trading posts, and then pass for 7 points. 4 on the pass plus 3 are 1 points. I can also just build 4 trading posts and pass for 8. And that's quite a bit better economically. It's a priest worse. Yeah. So the difference between building this temple is almost like the difference between 2 trading posts, because I'm building 2 more TPs regardless. Then the question is, what am I doing with my last bunch of resources? Am I building another trading post, or am I removing a trading post off the board? So the difference economically is like I get a priest versus 4 coins and 4 power, which is basically like 6 coins. So it's like 6 coins versus 2 points in the utility of a dig. So I kind of just like building out all my TPs, to be perfectly honest. Okay. In terms of planning out my town, I think basically what I want is 3 TPs over here and a dwelling on one of these 2 hexes. Which means I don't want any more TPs here. I can just basically do a big dwelling town. I have 4 more dwellings to build this game. 1 can go here, and then the others can basically just go along here. I need 3 more dwellings to basically create like a dwelling town over here, and then I can put all my TPs up here. So I think a TP is always going up here. I'm probably getting some sequencing stuff done here incorrectly, because I do struggle slightly with making towns in an efficient way. But if I want to build all my trading posts out this turn, unless engineers joins me here this turn, I won't have a neighbor. So the question is, can I do 2 TPs? I guess I'm probably always just doing a temple anyhow next round is the argument. So I'll have another trading post. Because I have 2 more neighbors right now, here and here. So do I just TP? Trying to connect? Oh, that can't be worth. I mean, NG can just nuke my connection here. Its connecting is like 1, 2, 3. It's 4 more structures. Like I'd lose my. It's impossible to connect here. Yeah. And it would take it would just take everything out of me. I think basically what I would just want to do is like maximize the points that I can score off this track, found 2 towns that are just high value, build like 3 more trading posts this game, get a temple for air 1, dig some. Yeah. Yeah, I can make both as 2 TPs and 3 dwellings for sure. And I think that's what this is looking like. If I can build a trading post here, and then do like both 3 dwelling towns, I think the only downside to that is that I wouldn't town up this turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Guess I could. So I think I want to give NG their power now. I think this just makes sense while he's passed. I guess, yeah, he won't take that. That's going to be a 2 for 2. So I should probably do that. This game's actually been pretty quick. It's just me that's been a bit of a slow poke. So one thing I'm not super sure about is how mermaids are founding their towns. I mean, you can basically build a bridge and he has a big town, but is this like 2 towns? Somehow? I don't really know what's going on. Like he already says a sanctuary there. It's like I don't know if he's planning on digging this and making it like he doesn't have the juice for that. So this is probably just going to be a town with a bridge. Which engineers might take. Engineers look like they're probably planning another town. This is a pretty safe hex. Like fakirs aren't going to take that. So I wonder if engineers are actually going for another town. Okay. I think I'm just doing this. It means I'm not towning up this turn. Guess I should just take this. It's at least power that engineers don't want right now. It's power for Mike. So I have 4 priests next turn. I only need 4 if Ryan doesn't come here. If he comes here, then it's a pretty clean temple for air 1 TP and take this as a dwelling, and this is a dwelling and the town's up. Otherwise, I can just use all 4 priests to dig this stuff out and build here and call it a day. So do I want to cult step over 2 extra coins? Not a ton. There's no 8-point towns left. It's just going to be 2 high VP towns, basically nothing on the cults. I think I'm just passing 4 or 6 coins. I don't really. I think this is probably fine. And I don't really have a utility with the priests. Like, I can try to disrupt people's hexes, but I'll probably just take the 11 pointer if I can. If it's still available. Yeah, it's kind of a weird game. Oh, Fakirs are trying to town here? I did not see that. Cool. So, this is some interesting stuff. This has got to be cool Towns Club stuff. Alright, so Mike has range. What does that get him? Gets him this. Means he can snipe this and try to get up here. He can jump over here and threaten this. I think what I'm doing is I'm just taking this and I'm taking some towns. The question is, do I need a worker town? I might need to take a worker town with this first town. Oh, I can just take a worker's action. Is an A5 better? Not right now, it isn't, I don't think. Assuming I get the workers, which I think is a safe bet. I'll have 8 workers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I need 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 16 coins. Yeah, so these are just workers, and I'm taking the highest VP towns I can. Oh, I shouldn't have built that. I'm gonna undo that if it allows me. Do I want the priest? Sure, I'll take the priest for now. I'm actually gonna... Yeah, and yeah, that was a mistake. I just gave Ryan a free half coin. So I think this is what people often refer to as like a pure point strategy, which has Darkwings. Do I want this? No. Okay. So I'm gonna take this. I see what you guys mean now about A5. Is an A5 better? It probably is, because I honestly wasn't even paying attention to the fact that he could reach this. I forgot about D3. So, that was silly. So my next action is just to take workers unless someone blocks the workers, which I don't think they do. It would just be Mike to do it now. the risk that NG. Yeah, no, I totally didn't see that. I mean, I guess I could triple dig A6 at that point, but I don't think I want coin for a point. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not. No, I don't want an extra. I think I do want the workers, unless it's going to cost me a town, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have 2 priests to dig. Well, where exactly, Aaron? If I get another priest town, if I take the workers and a priest town, that gives me 6 workers and 3 priests. 1 priest, 2 priests, 3 priests. So I can just dig down 2 more dwellings. And this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 coins, which I have 2, 4, 5, 6 workers, which I would have with the worker action. The workers are useless, basically, if someone takes the priest town. So the question is, do I actually town first? And I would do that by building a temple for Erewhon. I think the priest town. Who else is towning here? So there's a town coming in here. This is a town. So this is an expensive trading post. And it's, yeah, this is a town. So there are 2 towns coming in. Only one of them is happening. Okay, none are happening before me. So I'll just take the priest town and try to take the workers after. Yeah. Alright, we've got our priest town. One nice thing about being slightly short workers is that usually they're not under a ton of threat. But, you know. By just letting NG have H8. Apparently. Yeah. Apparently I am. Yeah, I was more concerned with my own sequencing. Like, if I took that, then I'd be short priests to dig stuff out. Like, I don't know. Was there a line where I take H8 and I can still... Like, what would it cost me? It would cost me a dwelling at least, presumably. Yeah, I do have a lot of... Yeah, I have a lot of in-game points. So if I take the workers, then I'm getting 2, 4, 6. I'm getting 10 more points. 11, 12, 13, 14. 19... I'm 149 if I get workers. Plus cults, which is, I guess, probably a point. So I'm 150. Is anyone beating 150 here? I don't know. Man, I'm too tired to know what's going on. If is Ryan gonna win? Because no, Ryan's not gonna win this game. I gave him a free half a coin that I'm still beating myself up about, but I also gave him a town. I'm the worst Darklings player ever. I have all these priests, and I'm like, I should probably. I never remember to just like smash people's hexes. I'm trying to get better at that actually. Because I used to be so far on the line, I've got to play my own game, and then I get to the end of my Darklings game, and you'd have the 3 or 4 priests with nothing to do with, and you're just like, well, I guess I'll turn all these hexes to black. And then it's like, well, wait a second, if I just counted that out earlier and realized I had an excess of 3 extra spades that I'm just converting into points, why not spade other people's hexes a little bit? And I've been trying to, like, yeah, just pay a little bit more attention to that. He could have bridged anyways. Yeah, fair enough. So I'm just taking workers here, and then I have 3 digs to dig stuff. Cool. is like a pretty generic ignore the track, ignore network, like, and just try to generate as many points in game as possible kind of Darklings game. It's not particularly creative or interesting. I'll have 15 network and 0 network points, and not a single priest to a cult. And this is like my most comfort zone Darklings kind of setup. On Lakes, I used to play a little bit more culty, because I'd find sometimes you'd have a turn and there'd be nothing you can do with your priest. You're like, well, I might as well throw it to the cult and just like get a priest back next turn or something, or get some coins back next round or something. So I'd end up playing a bit more culty and stuff. But I find on base there's just so many cheap hexes that, like, I don't know. I just find when I'm playing Terra Mystica, it's like all I want are workers. I just want worker econ, worker econ, worker econ, and when you have a priest as Darklings, it's like any priest you send to the cults is basically -1 worker, assuming you can pay for the dwelling. If you just sit on those resources as opposed to investing them into a building where you get it all back. I just have a hard time parting with my priests. But anyhow. So I'll dig this. It's the only thing I can dig twice. And E11 is not under threat. So Danny, if you're still around, our resident Fakir's expert, is East in this setup, yeah, like high level tables. Is it like, would you expect Fakirs to take E6, E8 versus B2 to A5? Like, it's good. I do see a lot of players who are high level getting out east and north further, and like Nerdcube's talked about it, I think you've talked about it, about like getting out to more natural yellows and like delaying your range town kind of stuff. But anyhow, like, I'm just wondering if this is like at high level tables considered more of like what you can expect Fakirs to do. I just always assumed Fakirs basically build a temple, take Air 2, and then dig B2 and A5 as like their first like few moves. You know, anyhow, I don't know. Like, I saw this as an opportunity, but I didn't actually think going into this game that I was ever going to get B2. Also, who's winning this? Mermaids have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 20, 9, and then network, which is 35. So they're 142. So maybe I do squeak this one out, I don't know. Yeah, fair enough. I had quite a few, couple decent breaks this game. There was like a pass that, there was one round where I felt pretty like privileged to just be able to pass on the TP tile in round 5, like into round 5, basically after doing every action I pretty much wanted to do, and it came with a 7 coin action. It was just like one of those like, I don't know, sort of like sequences that fell in my lap. I also got this stuff for some reason, which was cool. I was just able to like build a sanctuary in round 2 and then pass on to temp ship in round 3 for this hex. So Fakirs could have taken it, but they did this stuff, which I guess is really good for them. And then mermaids had a spade in hand and could have used it first action here or opened double dig, but instead they took coins and allowed me to take this. And then there was a turn where I could have been water 1 blocked, because at that point I really needed coins, so I just took the coins action. And other people went like fire 2 and stuff, and so I just was able to like take coins, and then on like my third action that round take water 1. So I didn't get a lot of leech. Like, I kind of played this game solo. Like I didn't get a ton of early leech at all, but no one really got in my way or like, I don't know, passed on to stuff that I really needed, I guess. Oh, I see. That's it. Yeah, getting all the post game points is about 50, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think in another version of this game, I can easily have one less town and not water 1. Um, and that was a 15-point water 1. That was a pretty good water 1. Am I getting any call points, guys? I'm getting 1. Sweet. Look at me go. Anyhow, this was fun. I don't think I have another game in me right now. Probably gonna go and play some Mass Effect or something like that. But yeah, I've just been putting in a lot of hours because of this friggin' election. So, but I was happy to get a game in while I could after being on vacation and kind of away for a couple weeks. Thanks, Rainier. Also, I saw one of your streams recently, and you mentioned like that BGA had updated their algorithm or something to put matches to give you matches at like better tables, and then you had that like ridiculous table of like you and Danny and JDI and Ondas. And then this is like the first arena game I've queued in like 2 weeks and got like all experts at it. Like, this is a sick table to be at. So yeah, I hope this continues. It's a lot of fun playing with these guys. Um, um, just chatting with these guys really quickly. Mike's sort of saying that he thinks that the bidding was off, and I'm arguing that the bidding was probably fine. That I think I just like got some decent breaks. I got B2. I got B2 from Fakirs. I then got it's B3. B3 for Mermaids. I didn't get water 1 blocked. 15-point water 1. And my round 4 pass onto TP scoring into Act 4. That's basically what won the game. Like, if those things start, some game you get into some games, it's like nothing breaks possibly well. You can never get the pass tiles you need, that kind of stuff. Like, if all this stuff didn't happen for me, like, this is like a huge swing. I'm getting water 1 blocked, and my round 4 pass into TP scoring. Yeah. Then NG's win. Yeah, Ryan did like pretty amazing here. He had a pretty suspect game going. I might go back and review what he did here. Because he I guess he got this third town, and I think Fulmy, you were in chat who mentioned this, that I was like distracted doing other things. Maybe there was a way where I could have squeaked this hex out, but I guess then he just bridges. So it's like annoying to him, but not town destroying. Yeah, so maybe he just always did have this town. But he had like 11 points pretty late in the game, I feel like. But anyhow, yeah, it was a really cool game from Ryan. I think he ended round 2, was it, with like 3 temples on the board? It was like 3 temples, 2 dwellings, or something strange. Yeah, it was very cool. Yeah, for sure, Rainier. I think I paid lots, even if possibly a bit too much for Darklings, probably, because they're Darklings and I overbid them, like a lot of people do. Yeah. What did I come in at? Man, Mike's fast player, speedy. Yeah, I scored 140 points. That's pretty good. I only lost two. What? I didn't know it was that bad. Lost 2 victory points to leech. That is brutal. I got a bunch of free leech though from engineers. I was complaining about my leech. I didn't know it was this bad, and she got 40 leech this game. That is one thing about Ryan's game. He had some wonky stuff happen, but he just got so much fuel in like whatever round this was, round 4 in the town round, and there were just these sanctuaries and stuff going up in this temple. Like Ryan was getting just like tons and tons of leech here. I definitely deprived him until quite late, but yeah, he just got an insane amount of leech in the center here and was able to really capitalize on it. So, anyhow, cool. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm in the process of organizing the next round of open table games. So I'm, like I mentioned earlier on in the stream, I was in Nova Scotia visiting in-laws, where my wife and I are from, and for the last couple of weeks, which was really nice. But I've just been like had been off Terra for a while and sort of disorganized. So I'm just like back in Ottawa now, and I'm going to be like reaching out to some folks, trying to organize the next few weeks of tables and stuff like that. So I don't really have much to share right now about what's going on, but stay tuned. And if anyone's interested, as always, in coming on stream or collaborating with anything, hit me up on Discord or on BGA, something like that. Cool. Well, thanks so much, everyone. Have a good rest of your evening, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.